Ooh, yeah, got a good one tonight. Hello. How are you? This is Munchies with Max. I am Maximilian Marmont, Coach Max. We are Max Fit USA and CrossFit Costa Mesa. And I got my boy Mikey Wins on the 1s and 2s. Oh man, pretty excited. I didn't really ask him, but I got a little favor to ask him. I got a question that was asked to me, and I wanted to break up the segment a little bit, and so I'm gonna ask Mikey maybe to talk a little bit about business, but we're gonna talk about something else. So pretty pumped about that. In regards to tonight's agenda, if you will. Today is Monday the 10th, and it was National Lazy Day. Sometimes I look down at this calendar, and in the midst of all of this chaos and disorder, some of the things that were down there, I was like, oh shit, I cannot read those. right, Mike? That was there was some.
What was it? That was like National Lost Child Abduction Day.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
like
that one.
2 weeks in, I was like, oh, okay.
That one, and it was like back to back too. It was like, I think it was more like in the row. It was child abduction, like murder, and then it was something like starving people or something. And I mean, it was all real bad stuff, you know. And I feel like some of it we would skim by, and then others, and then I lost my calendar for a while. I was just like, you know what, this is grim. But it looks like August is on the up and up. It's on the up and up. Starts this week with National Lazy Day, and then also too National Spoil Your Dog Day. So I was pretty pumped on those 2 days. I gave Eleanor quite a bit of treats, and then I wasn't really too lazy today. I don't feel like I was too lazy. I should have been a little bit lazier, but I still got to swim in, hang out in the backyard, summer life. So the first part I want to talk about is 3 ways to drop weight. It's not really, it's kind of a question that I get, like, hey, what you got, like some life hacks or some weight loss hacks, or, you know, some easy ways to just drop a few pounds. And I always tell people that the first thing that you could do is obviously not panic. Most people start to panic about losing weight. They start focusing on this, like, oh God, the number, I need to lose 5 pounds. I need to lose 10 pounds. I need to lose X, Y, and Z. And suddenly the stress of trying to lose the weight leads to more problems than not. And then, often not, that also creates overdoing it or overreaching. And so when we start to overreach, we overreact. And by doing so, we start creating more problems for our ability to lose weight. But the easiest way we could do it is immediately just go into some form of a caloric restriction. So whether that's a paleo or intermittent fasting with a caloric restriction inside of a window, and making sure that you actually eat 3 to 4 meals a day, that type of situation where it's an easy correction, it's an easy thing to do, instead of trying to add in a bunch of like cardio, extra work. I'm going to exercise 2 or 3 times a day. I'm going to walk in the morning. No, the first thing you should do is not panic, and then just kind of start restricting your calories. Start looking at, if I can stop splurging certain things, will I start losing weight? And then if I am, that's a good thing. Starting to cook at home, eat at home, like controlling those type of things. Then I start to look at the intensity. Can I up my intensity? So if I up my intensity while I train, I can immediately start to burn more calories, build more lean body mass. Therefore, I get a better reaction than, again, adding in a bunch of stuff and then stressing about it. It also comes down to increasing protein as I'm trying to lose weight. When I'm trying to gain weight, I can start increasing so much carbohydrates that as long as I'm eating my desired lean body mass, I'll be fine. But as I'm losing weight, the stress of that on my body, the more protein I can intake without actually like peeing it out or not really digesting it, the more I can train my body to digest and use, the more I'll recover as I start to lose fat. Because remember, if I lose fat, I lose lean body mass. It's just the nature of the beast. So the more I can increase my protein while I'm doing that, the better off I am. That has to happen gradually. If I take big protein jumps, big protein increases, that's going to have some other problems on my digestive system. And it's also extremely expensive. So those are real easy things. If I start to panic and wanting to add more stuff in, I don't need to. I can just immediately go to a caloric restriction, start eyeballing certain things or cutting back on stuff, timing my carbs, making sure I time my carbs around my training earlier in the day or when I'm more active, and then therefore also to increasing protein. That's my first thing I'm going to do to lose weight. My second thing I'm going to do is more barbell complexes. Yeah, I'm gonna sell barbell complexes to lose body weight. The easiest thing I could say about that is the fact that it increases your heart rate. It really requires a lot of grip, cardiovascular, and coordination. At the same time, it's very performance based, it's very explosive. It's also going to really kind of give you more athleticism than just going out and doing cardio. And then if you look at sprinters versus long distance athletes, you can really already see the difference in body types. But that barbell complex alone will really, really kind of cut us up, shred us up, and allow for, I remember there was like, I don't even know if it exists anymore, 70s big. Not to say that that's what's going to happen to you if you do barbell complexes, but this like male sub 10% body fat at anywhere between 220, 260, and then females sitting anywhere between 130 to 155 pounds at 15, 12, don't get lower than that, 18% body fat. Those type of kind of numbers just from doing barbell complexes and doing the first thing that we were talking about can create quite a bit of a difference. I love barbell complexes, obviously. I'm kind of biased. But it also helps with making sure that I learn what the movements are. It will also make sure that I kind of become more proficient. I just can't always, whenever I talk about barbell complexes, I cannot talk about the story of the ultra marathoners that started kind of coming around me or long distance athletes. And I would always give them the OG bar warm up. And it was always 10 by 10 exercises, 10 reps. And it was 100 reps, and they would get done with that. And they're very simple exercises where everybody knows, any type of athletic background, you know those movements, and immediately you get done with that. And you're like, oh, shoot, am I out of shape? Am I out of shape? And you're like, no, it's a different animal. The same thing as if you go and ask me to jump rope for 10 minutes and I haven't been training it. It's rough. Or goes tread water for 10 minutes. It's rough. If you adapt that mentality to barbell complexes and you think about performing unbroken sets quickly, and then at the same time, 5 to 10 reps per exercise, and then having somewhere between 5 to 10 exercises, you can also, that's just with the barbell alone. If you're going to start adding weight, I would cut it way down. I would do 2 to 5 exercises, and then I would only do 3 to 5 reps or 1 to 3 reps based off the percentages. I'm going to look at 35% to about 50% for speed. I don't want to say technique, but yes, technique. To me, technique can all be adjusted from 35 all the way up to 80, 85%, but depending on what you're trying to focus on. But for this purpose, for speed purposes, we're going to try to go 35, 50%, maybe up to 70%. We can keep the speed of the barbell up. And again, I'm looking at 50 to 70% for more of a power output. So that's going to keep me closer to those 1s and 3 reps. And then the work, if I want to take like some real like work or work capacity or, I don't know, confident building, you're going to have to work somewhere between 80 to 90%. With maybe you do 3 exercises, 1 rep of each at 90%. That's going to make you feel really, 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 really confident about anything else you're doing. So I would tell you to focus on those type of things in order to help with some weight loss, is adding in some barbell complexes. The third and final thing is the cheat sheet. The cheat sheet here. The cheat sheet is fat burning supplements. And I guess I could really get into, since I wrote them down. Caffeine, you want to be somewhere between 200 milligrams and 400 milligrams, 30 to 60 minutes. You can take it pre-workout. I don't really like caffeine pre-workout. I'll sip on coffee during workouts, but a big jolt of it, I'm not a big fan of it, but some people can handle it. Some people don't. Pre-workout doesn't bother me. It just, as I get into the workout, I never settle back down. But again, I drink coffee and it doesn't bother me, but sipping it for some reason doesn't affect me as much as actually taking pre-workouts nowadays. But maybe I got to get back into taking a pre-workout. Green tea extract, 500 milligrams to about 2 to 3 times per day, 30 minutes prior to workout, you can take it. Wyobin, did I say that right? Mikey? Wyobin? I always want to say Yosemite.
I think it's Wyoming.
You know me. I always make up my own words. So Yosemite, Wyoming. You want to take 5 to 20 milligrams, 2 to 3 times a day, and I always give a range based off of what I found. And I like to start at the lower range, see how it works for me, see if the brand works, increase it. And then I might try another brand. So that way I can actually stay to the lower end, using less, being more conservative with it, and then saving more money over time and taking less powders in general. So that too, you can take 30 minutes prior to working out. L-creatine, 1 to 3 grams, 2 to 3 times per day, 30 minutes per workout, 30 minutes before workout. CLA, 1 to 3 grams, 2 to 3 times per day with meals. And then magnesium, 300 to 450 milligrams a day. Works with taking it any times a day, but I would tell you to take it 30 minutes before bedtime. Apple cider vinegar, 1 to 2 tablespoons, 2 to 3 times a day. Best to drink before meals. And then beta alanine, my favorite. I also like D-ribose too, but I didn't put it on the list. I guess this list can just keep going and going. So I just put 8 things on it. And I said, we'll work on this. 3 to 5 grams per day, 800 to 1600 milligrams. The dose 1 to 3 times a day. Before and after workouts works very well, just like creatine. Creatine 5 grams before or 5 grams after can work extremely well for gaining weight and losing weight. You can up it either way depending on how it works for you. But minimal amount, 10 grams a day, 6 grams a day if you're training really heavy, won't necessarily put on a bunch of lean body mass. It might actually help you while cutting. So creatine should have made my list as well. So again, caffeine, green tea, what's over here? 600 milligrams of daily crew. where you yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. This is light. And this is coming from a guy that this morning when I was like, oh yeah, I don't really drink coffee before I work out. I was sipping on 2 shots of espresso. So in the middle of the warm day. So I was kind of like hypocrite. So 50 gram, green tea, Wyobin. Did I say that right, Mikey? Yosemite.
It's Yobin.
Yobin.
Yehobin. Yehobin. Yeah, Yehobin.
Yehobin. That's right. More biblical. I'm not biblical enough with it. Yehobin.
Yehobin. Yehobin.
Bean. I gotta throw a bean in there. Yehobin. And then L-carnitine, CLA, magnesium, apple cider, and then beta alanine. Add in some creatine, and you got yourself a really nice, moderate beginning cutting supplement stack. And then finally, I get to my snack. Oh man, I'm excited about this. I haven't had. Oh shoot! I just took out my light. That's how excited I am. I haven't had this snack in a while, so I really got it for Milo, and then I've been waiting to hit it, and we kept getting other stuff, and then I probably should have done. They had a chocolate cake, and I got some chocolate ice cream that I haven't opened up, but I should have done that. But we're gonna do Doritos nacho cheese. Yeah. Mikey, what did I tell you? What did I say? Lunch lady snack or what?
School lunch chips. School lunch chips. Lunch lady snack.
Like all I can think about is just going in there and grabbing it. So Doritos. Let's see what we got here. We got 12 chips, 150 calories, total fat 8 grams, cholesterol 0, sodium 210, total carbohydrates 18 grams, and then 2 grams of protein. And then here I have 70 grams, so 2 tablespoons. Normally I do 1, but just for the sake of argument tonight, I do 2. I did 2 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter, which is, I think it was 14 grams of protein, and then it was 5 grams of carbohydrates. And then it was 3 grams of fat. And then I have the protein, which was 42 grams of protein. And I didn't put in the full serving. I cut it a little bit because of the peanut butter, which in turn was about, let's say, 160 calories. So one was 70, 160. We're just going to say 250.
230.
230. Let's say, let's round up 250 for the shake. And then I'm going to eat 12 chips. So that takes us to 400 calories. 400 calorie snack with 44 grams of protein and somewhere in the ballpark of 30 grams of carbs, and then 15 grams of fat. Okay. Not bad.
To put into perspective, the breakfast that we've been eating is only 356 calories. That's half a grapefruit, 3 slices of bacon, 2 eggs, and a half a cup of potatoes.
Yeah, minimal. And then that's like the second one. Even if you make oatmeal, a cup of oatmeal, and then you do a cup of fruit, and then you do some type of like yogurt or protein in there. No, you're still only talking 300-400 calories, right?
Yeah,
like some cold
a bowl of oatmeal is 190 calories.
And then 1 cup of fruit.
You're looking at 90 to 100. So that's what, 300 there if you round up. Plus a little bit of yogurt, which rounds up to around 70 to 90 calories. So yeah, about the same.
How many grams? How many grams of protein? 14 grams of protein.
In which one?
The yogurt.
Which breakfast?
The yogurt.
The yogurt's 7 per cup, I think.
Okay. All right. That was only 7. I'm gonna need more. Half serving. I was like this. That was so hard to open. Open up.
You got a vacuum done?
I guess.
It's all vacuumed up.
Okay. What did Pothead say over here? What's he yelling at me about?
He's like, do you want to try some Lao beef jerky? I have it. I have an in. I also bought a bunch of those pig out fake pork rinds. He's really trying to get you back on those, on those snacks.
He doesn't like me trying to create this balance, huh?
Just go in it. Go in and go big or go home, apparently.
Yeah, nobody likes the Twitter. Nobody likes the Twitter. I agree, Pine. I got you. But I also can't wrap my head around doing cardio at 5 a.m, going to bed at 2. So I mean, you weren't like super big. I mean, you weren't small, but you weren't. Hey, if you could see Mike's face, it wasn't nearly as mean. No, man, you did the other day. Came in, trained well. Maybe don't eat no fake pork rinds.
I don't know why he had to add in the fake pork rinds.
Hey, I want them though. I want to put them in the show. Why not? I want to try it.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, they're like, are they like Funyuns or what? Because isn't that what like Funyuns are? Is fake pork rinds?
It's made of onion powder.
Yeah, but that's kind of like what they're trying to do. I mean, it is what it is. All right, so Dorito chips. I don't think that 12. That's why I did the protein shake tonight. 12 of these are already blown out. So I thought it was 14.
I think the trick of eating a snack is you got to find a snack that is satisfying. Didn't we talk about this last week? Yeah, it's got to be satisfying.
Yeah.
You can't just stop at 3 Oreos. You gotta have like a sleeve.
Yeah, you can't have 12 Dorito chips and then just be like this. Okay, I'm gonna put this on my shelf. This is gonna talk to me. This is gonna just talk to me out of nowhere. This bag is definitely talking to me. Just like Pothead right now, coming at me right now.
Coming at you with the fake pork rinds and Lao beef jerky.
I mean, how hot is this? How hot is this beef jerky?
If it's Laos food, it's pretty hot.
Okay, so 24 of these put me at 300 calories. What about a chip like this? Is this like the half peanut situation?
Yeah, no, it still counts.
No, then I'm gonna go through the bag and find 24 chips like this.
24 perfect chips.
Yeah, these ones I'm putting off to the side. These are from Milo. All right, Mikey. What about this? This triple D.
You really can't say the triple decker, huh?
No, man. I feel like someone's gonna poop on me.
Alrighty, guys. If you guys didn't know what the workout was today, it is what I like to call triple decker. It's 3 different workouts, all within a time domain. All 3 of them had the same time cap, 7 minutes, but one was descending, the second one was ascending, and the third one was 4 times of 3 rounds of a couplet. So they were all couplets. But the first one started with 12.96 reps for time of a squat, clean, and bar muscle up, chest to bar for the Fit Plus track. 135.95 for the standard or the RX division or track. And then we got a couple of good scores here. Taylor with 6:52. Q almost finishing. So 12 reps before he finished. You did with 1:15. So it looks like Ingram got out of there in 6:52 there with bar muscle ups and squat cleans at 1:35. Dean getting pretty close there. Got capped at 2 of the 9 muscle ups, 6 cleans and 6 muscle ups. Dave Crenshaw here, 1:15. He was muscling through that.
He was moving.
Yeah, it was moving on that one. Eric Nelson here, 7 minutes, completed the round of 9. Louis with 7:11, just 11 reps short there, finishing. Pothead, our boy Pothead here with 1 of 9 bar muscle ups, singles, no misses, and at 95 pounds. On the girls' side, we get
Crenshaw did real well, man. I watched him do all those muscle ups inside that time domain.
Yeah,
it was pretty. Oh, he missed a couple on the way back. Yeah, but he was 12 in the second set, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
and then he used 1:15 instead of 95, so he upped the weight a little bit, struggled through it, but he definitely got through those cleans for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It was cool to watch that. It was cool to work out with him today to see that.
Wow. Yeah, treat for the 7:30 class because they normally don't get to work out with you.
That was fun. All week. Guess workout partner.
And on the girls' side, we have Ashley Pratt. She got capped here, 30 reps before the finish. Lily the same here. 85, 1 muscle up every 20 to 30 seconds. And then Lily Speed. Sorry. Gotta go back here. Apologize, guys. Lily Speed with the same. K with 4:45, not RX. There we go. Sub ring row for that. Giselle with piked push-ups off the box. Aaron, round of 12, got capped at 85 pounds. Taylor T capped at 4 of 9 squat cleans. And Emily Nelson, 5 bar muscle ups.
Yeah, dude, those muscle ups in that short amount of time for us that aren't really proficient in them right now, or just learning them, or just developing them, or just getting them back. It was tough.
Yeah, that was terrible. I was trying to hold 3s, but even then, I was so gassed by the time I got back into the round of 9. From the squat cleans, I didn't expect my heart rate to be skyrocketed like that. Just hanging onto that bar for that long.
Well,
and I did halves. And that what?
And that bar muscle up, that pull-up bar.
Yeah.
You're holding onto that thing on both ends, whether or not you're doing 3s or 4s of either one. It's still gonna right away. And then the fatigue of the exercise is almost like that push-up number too, where you could move it to failure fairly easy. Fairly easy.
Then after that 7-minute cap, you had to rest for 3 minutes. Then you move into the second part of the triple decker, 6, 9, 12. Now ascending ladder of push jerks and pull-ups. This one, almost everyone got out of. This one was unless you had a problem with like your push jerk, there's definitely no problem getting out. A lot of people moved quick here. You got Mikey Algren getting out at 4 minutes 5 seconds at 1:35. I got out in 4:19. Phil Wood, one of my arch nemesis, 4:32. Taylor with 4:35. Q at 5:31. Crenshaw, 7, and barely got capped. Had 2 of the pull-ups of 12, but he was definitely working that 1:15, which was pretty cool to see. Lily Speed at 6:08, 6 minutes 8 seconds. Unbroken butterfly pull-ups on the 6 and the 9s. Nice.
Yeah, she did good.
Ashley Pratt was 6:30.
Or at least I heard.
I was like, did you come back?
No.
And then K 430, Giselle 339, sub pike push-ups off the box again. Emily Nelson did 85. 4 minutes 30 seconds got out of there. Lily with 85, Aaron with 85, and then Taylor with 85 as well. After that, you rest for another 3 minutes, and then you moved into 3 rounds, 4 time of 18 push-ups, 9 hang power cleans. Now, this is either as fast or even faster than the second part. Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, I know him.
I got it, finally got it. But if the other boys put
I'm
in
out,
there,
guys. I'm out. You guys tomorrow.
leaving it out top. I'm good. Just barely beat Mikey and Taylor by 3 seconds here. That's still fast. I definitely was gassed for sure. It was just a pain to hold on to the 9 hang power cleans. Phil Wood with 410, Q with 437 at 115, Dean at 135 at 5 minutes 1 second. On the girls' side, we have Ashley Pratt at 547 at 95, Lily Speed at 95, unbroken hang power cleans all the way through. At a girl, 611 on that one. And then the usual suspects for the modified, 344 for Giselle, 406 for Emily Nelson, Taylor T. I'm like 90% sure this was my time. 5 minutes 17 seconds. And Lily forgot time, busted lip, side effects. Oh yeah, that the run out.
Here we go. Here we go. No, the push-up fucked people up. And she ran into people, but that push-up got people. I failed my push-up. I still got out of there in sub 3 minutes. But I failed the push-up. It was pretty good to watch though, huh?
Yeah, it was weird because I was looking at everybody's form, and then all of a sudden you just plopped out of nowhere. I was like, "What happened? You all right? What's going on?" I was standing right next to you, like freaked me out a little bit. I was like, "What happened?" And then you looked at me and like, "Oh boy,
teacher, I failed the push-up. Oh God." Yeah, there's a lot of failure for me today. It was a hot mess. So it was good learning experience. I don't normally let myself fail, especially as I'm older. So I was pretty pumped. Whew. Let's see here. Ooh. Yeah,
mute."
Push-ups creeped up on all of us. Suddenly I was in a push-up workout. That was like us warming up. I'm always like, now with the outside, I'm like, suddenly we're in a running workout. Out of nowhere. I thought I came to do barbell and some pull-ups, and next thing you know, it's a push-up workout. The rant. Today, I want to talk about track hoppers. If you take program for gyms from me, or you take, I only put tracks inside of gym programming that I sell or give out to gyms. I sell to gyms. I give them different tracks, and the way we program it is we go Elite, RX Plus, RX, Fitness Plus, Fitness, and then Fun. We do 6 tracks, and then we also can have the kettlebell, dumbbell, and body weight now with quarantine, and now that's just going to continue on through. It's just an easier way to keep stuff for gyms that we're helping out and involved with. The track hopper is an individual that naturally someone has either decent gymnastics sometimes or has zero gymnastics. That's the worst track hopper of all, is the one with poor gymnastics and continuously goes up without developing gymnastics and doesn't want to stay at a lower level in order to develop gymnastics, prior to increasing the barbell or the weights. I know that's hard egotistically, but priority should be to put your effort into specifically the actual barbell movements, or sorry, the gymnastics movement more so than the barbell. And the reason why I say that is because the gymnastics movements take much longer on the volume and the skill. You got to just get it going. The barbell takes almost years to develop the actual true raw strength to be able to handle certain types of metcons like that we see a lot of. And that's where we say to develop the gymnastic skill first. That'll give you more body and spatial awareness. And then as the time goes on, within 2, 3, 5, 6 years, you'll have a much higher weightlifting skill, which will be easier. Now, that doesn't take anything away from gymnasts, but we're really doing such low-level gymnastics that it's not really going to affect us to kind of ramp those up right away. And the calisthenics will get us more cardiovascular inclined inside of metcons, let's say. And then also, you can always continuously move with barbell if we go lighter, versus when we're trying to learn gymnastics or progress gymnastics, it's going to slow us down. So if I'm progressing a barbell and I'm progressing my gymnastics and I'm resting a lot on both ends, I'm just not really getting the conditioning that I need for the true goal, which is weight loss and lean body mass gain and things of that nature. Stay away from this idea of jumping around. We do ask for you to stay inside of a track for a duration of time. If you were able to stay into a track for 1-2 years and then move to a next track, but in that process, developing your gymnastics. And once you max out your gymnastics, which is fairly simple, handstand push-up, you're going piked on a box, you go kipped on a wall, you go strict on a wall. And then from there, obviously, you can get way more advanced ring handstand push-ups, very depth handstand push-up, freestanding handstand push-up. But for the sake of argument, those other ones prior to the kipping on the wall and strict on the wall are our main goals. Same thing with the muscle up, right? Ring muscle up, bar muscle up, chest to bar, pull up. If we look at those gymnastics and how minimal it is, that should be our very, very first priority, is to reach that. And if I can reach my ability to get those gymnastics, then I can tote the barbell along. But if I'm doing both of them at the same time, I'm always going to be deconditioned, and I'm never going to allow myself to condition myself. A great example is the muscle up. When I look at the muscle up and people start to develop a bar muscle up or a ring muscle up, a lot of time they actually get it prior to being able to do 15 unbroken chest to bar pull-ups and 15 unbroken dips. When they do that and they don't progress the actual chest to bar and the dips anymore, the muscle up, the ring muscle ups itself will start to diminish. Same thing with the bar muscle up. Let's say I get one bar muscle up and I'm like excited about that. And within a month, 2 months, I immediately start doing double muscle ups. I start to do a double and I'm still doing 2 every minute. Well, I should develop myself to be able to do 1 every 10 seconds, which would be 6 a minute, which is moving fairly well. Once I can do that, if I'm doing 2 every 30 seconds, that's still 2 less than what I've already conditioned myself to do. So I have the strength to do it. It's less likely that I'll get injured, and then it's more likely that I'll develop quicker. So those 2 every 30 will go to 2 every 20 very fast, and now I'm doing 6 a minute, and I'm back to my original time domain. Then I progress it again. I do 3 every 30, and then I do 3 every 20 seconds. Now I'm doing 9 a minute. That's a whole different animal. And if we understand that, and we understand that development, and we understand that track hopping kind of takes away from that development, we would understand that I'm gonna kind of hinder myself. And I don't have a lot of it. I just like to explain this so that way we understand why it's important not to worry about the weight, but important to worry about the gymnastics. And again, stay inside of a track for 3 to 12 months. If you've been missing for a while, if you haven't trained for a while, if you've been gaining weight for a while, then maybe bring yourself back a track, stay there, really work on kind of moving through the intensity, things of what we talked about earlier, decreasing caloric intake, lose some weight, get your gymnastics back, increase gymnastics capacity, bring the barbell back up. Next thing you know, you're doing RX plus RX. For us, I tell people that are in their mid 30s, 40s, there's really no need to go above RX. And people are always like, really? Why not? I'm like, well, I mean, unless you're going to be a competitive masters, you don't really need to be going RX plus or elite and stuff like that. I don't even let my community really look at the elite at all. So, okay. Whew. All right. Tomorrow's workout. Mikey, you might get lucky here. You might run out of time. I see what you're doing.
Tomorrow's workout. I'm not doing anything. I'm just following along on the program. Tomorrow's workout, guys, is 5 rounds, 4 time. If you guys look at this format, it smells something similar we did last week. 15 power snatches at 95, 65 for ladies, and a 400-meter run with a 3-minute rest mandatory between each round. So we did something similar with the thrusters last week, but the movements are switched. So instead of running first, we are doing the barbell movement and then running after. Now, this is going to be a different stimuli for sure.
Did we do squat snatches last time?
Power too. Yes, it was squat snatches. With the, but it was reversed, right?
Yeah, but we have been, you're right. But we've been hammering the running power snatch, running squat snatch. But yeah, this is the first time we've done the barbell first. So it'll be definitely horribly different. Yeah.
This is going to hurt in a different way for sure, guys. I would take this, to be honest, kind of don't steam through your power snatches, but definitely steam through your run, because you're going to have a 3-minute rest after the run. Get your heart rate calm, get it below, like slow it down a little bit before you start picking up that barbell, because you may not seem like it, but the longer you hold on that barbell, the higher your heart rate, which is probably what you experienced today when you guys were doing your push jerks or hanging on to your push jerks. And then what we were talking about earlier with the squat cleans and the bar muscle ups. So when you grip on, you tend to like jack your heart rate up a little higher. So use a sprint through your run, and then use that rest wisely to like slow down your breath, calm your breath down, and then just moderately go through your power snatches.
What did Wes say that I feel about singles now?
Oh yeah, you criminalize them.
Yep. There's no way, like the workouts, the way that we set them up right now is where it takes it away. Because I mean, if you really kind of move that slow through your snatches, it's a light snatch, so it's supposed to be done in somewhere around 2 to maybe 5 sets. Jeepers, that's a lot. So that's going by 3s, and then running hard, but you're resting 3 minutes afterwards. So if you're not really like plowing through the power snatches in 90 seconds and then running in 90 seconds, and then 3 minutes, that's a 1-to-1 work to rest ratio. That's kind of what we're looking to hit. So be aware of that as you're working through that tomorrow. And yeah, Mikey, you're right. You gotta run in, try to get in and get that rest, right? There's no reason why not to.
Yeah.
3 minutes. And if you think about that, you got 15 minutes of rest in that workout. So you really got a 15-minute time cap.
This reminds me of what was that open workout? Was that 14? The power snatches and double unders.
Yeah.
It's almost the same, except it's a little heavier of a power snatch, but instead of double unders, you have a run.
Yeah.
It's probably the same stimulus. So same feeling getting through this workout.
Yeah, both of them are, I think, a little bit longer, right? Because it was like 10 and 30.
No, it was 15 and 30.
15 and 30.
Yeah, still 15 power snatches, but 30 double unders.
So maybe like 100 meters or like 200 meters.
Yeah, but like a sprint.
Closer to that. That one had a 10-minute time cap too, right? Or it was a 10, it was an AMRAP.
Yeah, it was an AMRAP. As many rounds as you can get of that couplet.
It was. Whew. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I mean, and either way, even if the run can't really go fast, that's just gonna dictate the workout. So it'll be a good one. 30 minutes.
Even if you go slow, you're gonna get out of it.
I mean,
you lose 12 minutes, so you technically have 18 minutes to get out of this thing.
I mean, technically, I don't think I'm gonna time cap my classes tomorrow. I just have that.
That's terrible.
Because I want 15 minutes for. I would say that the time cap is like more for intensity purposes, but I guess the scale version, I'll give a 5-minute scale version maybe tomorrow. 35 minutes for the slower runners. So 1 minute extra round, so 4 minutes around.
I mean, we're running the COVID 400, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They don't need an extra 5 minutes. 30 minutes is plenty, and everybody got out.
That was like the 7 minutes today at 6 a.m. I was running it on like just a running clock, and I was kind of trying to like still catch up. And every once in a while, I would go a little over, and I'd be like, "Oh," and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, thank you." But they were more than willing to get a couple more in. All right, ask Coach Max. Oh yeah, this is a good one too. Ask Coach Max. Okay. Question: Coaching and personal experience with ways to overcome. Oh my God! Let me start that over. Question. Coaching and personal experience with ways to overcome being burnt out on training. How to overcome and push through periods of not being motivated. So one of the biggest things that I find is in burnout with physical fitness or burnout with training for specificity or anything in that nature. I find that those that don't take rest or follow a very specific schedule tend to burn out faster. And what I mean by that is a specific schedule of cyclical to a year, and then at the end of the year, taking 2 to 3 weeks off, rebooting, going through another 4 to 6 month cycle, and then having a week off or a deload week or kind of soft 2 weeks, and then cranking back up, and then going for another 4 to 6 months. And then the same thing again. Obviously, every 3 weeks, you should have cycles inside there where the volume's getting less and all of that kind of stuff to avoid for burnout. But normally I find that people that don't have a very specific regimented schedule get a higher burnout rate than those that do. And you would think it's the opposite, because you would think that, oh, hey, man, it's so regimented. It's easier to, it's easier to burn out, but it's really not, because you actually are looking for rest. You're looking for time off. You're enjoying it when your coach says, hey, man, don't come to the gym. Hey, man, it's time off. Oh, man, I've noticed that you're kind of the whole group is real sluggish. We're going to go ahead, instead of training twice a week or twice a day, we're going to go down to once a day. Okay, now we normally train 5 days a week. Now we're going to go down to 3 days a week. And then we're going to go back to 4, 5, and then we'll go back to working out twice a day, and then all that kind of stuff. So we might not actually take a lot of time off, but I would stay focused on a very strict schedule. Normally during taper weeks, those that are like, oh my God, there's less volume. Oh my God, this is kind of an easy time. This is an easy workout. Even if I do like an easier 2 to 3 weeks of training, like after Survivor Series, we'll go through phase 1, which is not easy, but it's just a lot of like working and stretching.
those that didn't really train specifically or continuously or heavily through Survivor month, they're gonna find that they're gonna want to keep training. They're like, wow, this month is too easy, or this phase is too easy, and it's not. Most of us are gonna be like, oh, thank God this phase is here. I don't really know how to explain that much different, right, Mike? I mean, do you see that too? I mean, even with the I mean, you've been around for a while, but now that you're coaching a little bit more, do you see those that aren't very consistent suddenly when they're easier workouts are like, oh, this is, I mean.
Well, I feel like going back to track hopping, it's just sometimes we eat with our eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We eat with our eyes in real life, and then even with workouts, we look at a workout and we're like, oh, that seems so easy. But sometimes now becoming a coach and looking at the workout, I'm like, ooh, that's gonna hurt. When somebody else or me 6 months ago would be like, oh, that looks kind of easy. Like, I think I could smash that. But now looking at stimulus and movement patterns, it's a little bit different. So yeah, like there are some like repeat offenders, as I would like to call them, that like tend to eat with their eyes. And I constantly warn them, I'm like, hey, let's just go lighter today, and then just get a cardio sesh out of it.
Yeah.
Like move that weight fast and move it with some intent. And then you'll get a better stimulus than like sitting there and trying to pull something heavy.
It's even like exercising in the taper. Like I have athletes online that will do that. That will just tape. Like we'll be tapering and we're training, once every other day or really, really minimal, and yet they can't handle that, and so they're still training twice a day, and then suddenly they get injured or they get burnt out, or mostly get burnt out. They just can't hang with that. Yeah. The other thing is resting twice a week. A lot of us won't rest on a day of true rest. So some people like training on Sundays. The reality of Sunday is one of the days that most of us don't work. If you have 2 days a week that you do not work, those 2 days, one of them should be no gym. The other one, go ahead and go to the gym, because that's kind of a nicer day because you're not actually working. So you might have a little more energy. But the other one, I would tell you to keep completely for yourself, to run errands, to do whatever you want, to be lazy, whatever you got to address. But I would not address a schedule on one of your days. So one of your days out of your week should be no work, no working out, no real anything. If you got kids, obviously you got to deal with that. But outside of that, I would try to avoid that. Okay. And consistency in training, with the breaks, specifically understanding why those are important. Because if you get injured in the process, let's say that you start traveling a lot and you take off and you take 1 to 2 weeks off, and then you start working out again and you take 1 to 2 weeks off, you start working out again. And by the end of the year, you've taken, let's say, 4 breaks of 2 weeks. Now you've already taken 8 weeks of breaks. So that means that you've already taken 2 months off of training. Just like that. Just like that. And then if you've been injured in that process at any moment for a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, now you've already taken anywhere between 3 to 4 months off of your year. So you've already lost a quarter of your year of development, weight loss, whatever you want to look at it as. And that's just as simple as not having a consistent schedule, not paying attention, and then getting injured in that process. When those things happen, it's very hard to stay positive about training. It's very hard to stay positive about working out year in, year out. If you could avoid that shift and avoid that problem, then your ability to stay more motivated and your ability to get more results will come more frequently. Sometimes too, like people come to me and all we have to do is add in more rest, and then they start developing more. They get stronger. They start lifting more weights. That's as simple as it is. Simple as it is. And real rest, not this shenanigans of like, hey, I'm gonna do an active recovery day, and next thing you know, you're doing Cindy with 1 mile warm up, 1 mile cool down. That stuff still happens. It's crazy that still happens. I mean, there's no way. There's no way. So, tomorrow is the 11th. Ooh, annual medical checkup day. Malcolm just turned 1. He actually went in for his checkup today. So luckily everything's good. He got some work done.
Ahead of the curve.
He got some work done. Let's talk about our How-To Tuesday tomorrow when you guys are looking at your day and you're thinking about what I can learn today. Something you should focus on, or what I would like you guys to focus on, is your overhead positioning. I think I said your How-To Tuesday is brought to us by How to Improve Your Overhead Squat. That's what I wrote. That's what I wrote down there. But in all honesty, the development of your overhead position can happen fairly simple through 5 to 10 exercises. The 5 to 10 exercises that I would tell you to do and tell you to do 3 times a week would be overhead carries, wall walks, Z presses, either with a dumbbell, kettlebell, or barbell, one arm, dumbbell or kettlebell. I also like standing presses and split presses. I also would say very, very heavy into snatch grip press or rack jerk press off of your back. So that's what the rack is for us. So snatch grip or jerk grip off of your back, push press or strict press. Obviously, if I can start developing my snatch grip and bring it into my jerk grip, my shoulder flexibility has gotten greater. That's why a lot of weightlifters really like the pull up behind the neck without cranking the neck. So if you could actually, I've even met some power lifters or strongmen that like to do pull-ups behind their neck that can bring it racked. If you can rack the pull-up bar on your back without rounding your back, that means you can hold a very good position through a lift or through a squat or through a clean, something of that nature. The other thing too, I like to use is wall slides, which are very similar to how we use swimmers or snow angels, things of that nature, band pass-throughs with the shoulders down. And then also to proper around the worlds, going around the worlds and then letting the shoulder relax on the back end and then letting it re-engage as you come back around. Most people stay engaged in the back. They don't actually relax it. Lastly, I would tell you that I would really think about, it's a little gimmicky, but I really like the banded squat, like a banded Zots press. So I'm squatted down at the bottom. I either have the band around my hip or around my waist, like a harness. It's holding me up against the pole. One of the hardest parts is having confidence in the leaning back in my heel and keeping my torso up. So you can teach somebody how to sit back in their heels with it. Again, it's gimmicky. I don't like a lot of that kind of stuff, but it does work. So if you want to put time into that and you want to put together that kind of contraption, I would tell you to do it. You could do those dumbbell Zots presses or kettlebell Zots presses. I really like the kettlebell because it racks in the shoulder, teaches you how to rotate the shoulder to open, which is the same thing it needs to do when you're overhead squatting, is rotating in that process. I'm a very big fan of the Zots press. That would be something where, we do that at my gym probably every day if I can, with a dumbbell, a barbell, or something. I really push that. A floor bridge is something that I probably, to a fault, do not program enough in our warm-up, and I probably should do it more. I'm going to, now that I'm thinking about it, it really helps with wrist flexibility as well. I didn't. I missed the wall walk. I just skimmed over the wall walk. I was just like, wall walk. That's an amazing exercise. So those two exercises, I give a lot of credit to my overhead position. The lunging. So lunging, one up, one racked, one up, one down, two up, just one. The lunge, front rack lunge will help with the overhead positioning as well. But again, the one arm overhead lunge, just like the overhead carry, that would be a progression to it. The reverse grip hang, getting real wide, getting kind of an elbow lat stretch. Just be careful that it doesn't hurt you. Wider is better, not jumping up, just locking in and letting yourself absorb inside of there, setting the scaps too. And then lastly, the snatch grip and the jerk grip handstand hold. Being accustomed to holding a handstand in that positioning, not necessarily where I'm going to do a handstand push-up, but specifically to where I'm going to hold my bar, which might be similar, but I would get really good at holding the shoulder, and that will allow you to understand the line of the body in that overhead positioning. And that's something that I would tell you to really work on. Then you can roll out as well with a peanut through the spine. You could do weighted exercises to open up the chest. But for the most part, those are my top 10 things that I would be doing at all times to improve my overhead positioning. Overhead carries, wall walks, Z press, snatch grip, jerks or snatches from behind the back, wall slides, Zotz press, floor bridges, lunges overhead, reverse grip hangs, and then snatch grip, jerk grip, handstand holds, rolling out. Pretty good, man. A lot of good information. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, guys. Oof. When? Tuesday? That's it? We got all this Tuesday, and now we're barely into the week. I'm excited. Oh man, Survivor Series starting off good. Bum, bum, bum. We gotta get a Survivor Series MP3 sound that I can get in my.
I kind of want to do like the Animal Kingdom, like a, and a monkey, and then a lion roar.
Yeah, I was already gonna download the line. I saw that. I was like, "Yep, got that. Give me that." So, but all right, man. You guys have a good night. Thank you, Mikey.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.